Well, a crack in a cold case is giving a brother hope that the answers he's waited for could finally be coming. Charles Wolf has been waiting since 1980 to find out who killed his older sister, Susan.
And last week, the Austin Police Department's cold case unit said they made a DNA match that links a man to Susan Wolf's murder. Our Sam Stark sits down with Charles, who was only 15 when he lost his sister.
There she is.
Charles Wolf says his sister's light shines through home videos taken more than 60 years ago.
Good morning, Susan.
Pictures and videos, the best way to remember his older sister who died in 1980.
Susan was always a surrogate mom to me. She was 10 years older, and so when I look back at the family videos and movies that we have, I'm always in her care.
Susan was a University of Texas nursing student in 1980. According to Austin Police, when walking to a friend's house one evening, a witness said they saw a car stop near Susan. The driver exited, placed a coat over her head, and then forced her into the car. Her body was found in an alley the next morning. Charles said his sister's murder devastated their family.
I guess it's first disbelief, then it's grief.
And to exacerbate that grief, years went by with no promising leads.
For many decades, we still remained hopeful that somehow there'd be a break in the case.
But naturally, as the years progressed, that hope began to dissipate. That was until Charles turned on KXAN News on Friday and saw an update in his sister's case.
Austin Police have a new angle to work in solving a 1980 cold case.
It was amazing. It was an out-of-body experience. It was as if a dream had come true. I actually was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I recorded it and watched it several times over and over.
Last year, cold case detectives put DNA evidence found on Susan's body into a database, and it matched with 78-year-old Deck Brewer Jr., who is currently incarcerated in Massachusetts on another unrelated charge. Charles said seeing the face of someone who police believe killed his sister brought both positive and negative emotions.
I know that there is a higher power at work, and I think that we're on the road to finally seeing some justice for her homicide.
Sam Stark, KXAN News.
And Charles told us that since his mother died 4 years ago, his contact information was given to the cold case unit in the event of any updates in his sister's case. He said he was disappointed to learn about this development by watching KXAN rather than hearing it from the police. We did ask Austin Police why detectives or victim services didn't alert him. They told us they're working with the detective to find out more, but they did tell us they did make contact with Charles today. Now, going in depth, the Austin Police Department created the Victim Services Division in 1981. The focus is helping victims of crimes with their psychological and emotional needs. Now, the division administers crisis intervention and counseling, advocacy and criminal justice support, education. There's also mental illness resources and supports for trauma victims. Now, there's also a crime victims compensation fund organized by the Texas Attorney General's office. Now, KXAN investigators have reported extensively on delays in that program. You can read more about that online at kxan.com/investigates. Just click Held Up Crime Victims Waiting.
And taking a closer look now, a forensic pathologist tells us that cold case units are in a better position now to solve cases like Susan Wolf's, all because of a thing called CODIS. Now, that stands for the Combined DNA Index System. Dr. Amy Grzecki, the chief forensic pathologist at American Forensics, said that when people convicted of crimes go to jail, more and more their DNA is uploaded to a database that can be matched with DNA collected from crime scenes years ago.
Being able to match the DNA from somebody from Texas to somebody in another state completely now is possible because that profile, which is unique from one individual to another individual, is now available for people to see because it's in a cloud database.
And she said the system has been around since the late 1990s, but states and courts have increasingly required suspects to have their DNA profiles uploaded so more cold cases can be solved.